In the world of tomorrow, do we believe that we are creating more opportunities for artists? Are we allowing them to be more expressive? Is this going to be a more fair, more inclusive, and a more expressive future? That is the question that I'll be posing before my panel. I'll be asking them that in their particular fields, do they feel that over the years, more opportunities are being created, or do they feel that somehow the trends of globalization, the outburst and this explosion of social media, that's actually curtailing them? That is the big question before them. And of course, let's try and see if our artists on the panel, they create or they imagine a bleaker future for the arts, or do they believe that the future for arts and creative expression is just as bright and optimistic as one would like it to be. We also know that a number of plagues that we see for our societies and for humanity and the world at large, perhaps the artists have a big role to play in bringing peace and harmony, in highlighting some of these issues. And when they draw when they draw not only their own but our attention to these subjects, do they feel that we are getting closer to the solution, or is it expression for the sake of expression? That's another area that we'd like to touch upon over here. Let me introduce my panel to you. It's a full panel, and of course, I'll be brief because I can perhaps spend an entire day introducing and going into details about their wonderful achievements. But I let their work and their thoughts do the talking for them. To begin with, I have with me Qudsiya Rahim. She indeed is someone who I know for a fact would like to warm up to this crowd, and at the same time has a lot to offer. She definitely advocates the expression of art in public spaces. Gone are the days where only a certain fragment of society could be exposed to having that experience, you know, having the ability to travel perhaps and to visit museums, and you needed to be educated and cultured in a way to have access to it. She believes that a beautiful environment can of course have a lasting impact on how you see the world. Therefore, she's all for art in the public spaces. Thank you so much for being here, Qudsiya. With you, of course, is our dear friend from across the border. Or would I say, I mean, does that even define anyone today? Because we've all become such global citizens. We have with us Mr. Harsh Narayan, and he, of course, is a filmmaker par excellence. He goes and actually experiments and explores a number of mediums, be it documentary films, feature films, reality show. One of his reality endeavors has also won many awards, and it's called The Mystery of Sound. I would not want to, you know, mispronounce the actual word. Harsh, what's it called in the local language? It's Naad Bhed? Okay, Bhed I understand is mystery.
Bhed is mystery.
Mystery.
And Naad is sound.
Sound.
Naad.
So the mystery of sound and how it impacts. And right now, you'll be glad to learn that he's venturing into a very ambitious Indo-Pak venture. It's going to be a love story, because we all love stories in this part of the world. And it's called Ye Raaste Hain Pyar Ke. And I'm very intrigued by that. Thank you so much for being here, Harsh. Right with you is another young person who, while we were having our offline discussions, and I was trying to sort of, you know, in a way, be a little more critical towards the millennials. Do they have that cultured orientation towards arts? Do they appreciate it? Or is it mostly going online, using a lot of applications and, you know, putting in a lot of easy way out? And she's the one who said, no, but I work with young people and I see them to be extremely, you know, committed to their art forms. She is an artist, of course, a very sensitive one, and her realm happens to be dancing, especially choreographing and contemporary dancing. She spent a little bit of a time in Cambodia, and right now she's based in Korea. So she'll be, of course, drawing from her experiences in the Far East and how arts, music, and dances are being influenced by the global forces. Thank you so much for being here, Jillian. And of course, with you sits our very famous, the very well-known, very popular Sheema Kirmani Sahiba, a dancer, contemporary artist, and somebody who advocates, I mean, with a lot of fervor and a lot of passion, an area that somehow in Pakistan we feel is getting infringed upon, and that is tolerance. How do you express yourself through arts and also have that sensibility, have that compassion, to have a big heart and be tolerant towards everything else? Thank you so much, Shima Appa. Definitely that works. That area requires a lot of work for us. Last but definitely not the least, we have an enterprising artist. His chosen field of work is obviously already in public access. I mean, when we talk about creating space for art in public spaces, I think they have been the pioneers in doing that. And I'm talking about the truck art. His organization is called Phool Patti Truck Art, and he's a third generation artist. और हैदर साहब से हम पूछेंगे कि ये ट्रक, ये ट्रांसपोर्ट का सिलसिला जो कराची से लेके खैबर तक चलता है, और इसमें हमें तरह तरह के इन्फ्लुएंसेस नज़र आते हैं. कभी इसमें हमें शाहीन नज़र आती है, कभी इसमें हमें याद दिलाती है इस बात की कि जलोगे तो आपका चेहरा काला हो जाएगा, कभी हमें ये बात बताती है कि माँ की दुआ जन्नत की हवा. सो इन टर्म्स ऑफ दीज कोलोकियल एक्सप्रेशंस, इसके साथ साथ जो ये खूबसूरती है, जो रंग हैं, जो फूल हैं, ये हमें क्या इशारा देते हैं, जिसमें हम कभी कभी ओबामा को भी देखते हैं, कभी हम सद्दाम हुसैन को भी देखते हैं, कभी जस्टिन ट्रूडो भी हमें नज़र आता है, और कभी एक बहुत ही शर्माई लजाई नकाब में लैला भी नज़र आती है. तो इन सब की क्या मिस्ट्री है, ये हैदर साहब से जानेंगे. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आपके यहाँ मौजूद होने का. बल्कि अगर गुफ्तगू का आगाज़ ही मैं हैदर साहब आपसे करूँ, मेरे ख़्याल में ट्रक आर्ट और जिस तरह की ये मुख्तलिफ़ चीज़ों का मैंने यहाँ पे ज़िक्र किया, ये अक्कासी करती है हमारी सेंसिबिलिटी की. यानी उस वक्त हमारा माशरा, हमारी सोच जिस धारे में बह रही होती है, वो हमारे ट्रक्स पे नज़र आने लगता है. इसकी शुरुआत आप कहाँ से समझते हैं, कहाँ से हुई? इसमें रंग सबसे ज़्यादा कहाँ नज़र आता है? क्या ये KPK का असर ज़्यादा है इसमें, या पूरे पाकिस्तान के रंग इसमें आपको नज़र आते हैं?
असल में जब ये आर्ट पार्टीशन पर, मेरी फैमिली तकरीबन 1950 से ये काम कर रही है कराची में
जी.
तो जालंधर से पार्टीशन के बाद आने में कराची तक 3 साल लग गए थे, तो मिलने मिलाने में फैमिली को सारा
जी.
तो ये आर्ट जो काफ़ी अरसे से पॉपुलर रहा है इंटरनेशनली तौर पे, लेकिन मीडिया के तवज्जुह से ये आज हुआ है ये.
जी.
तो बचपन से मैं देखते हुए आ रहा था कि ये कैसे गोरे आ रहे हैं हमारी मार्केट में. गार्डन पाकिस्तान की पहली मार्केट थी ट्रक आर्ट. तो मैं सोचता था यार क्या आ रहे हैं, क्यों आ रहे हैं. तो लेकिन 3 किताबें मीडिया से पहले लिखी जा चुकी थी. तो खैर जब मैं बड़ा हुआ तो मुझे ये अंदाज़ा हुआ कि ये सोशल मीडिया वगैरह आया, उसका इस्तेमाल किया. उसके बाद अमेरिका ट्रक लेके गया मैं पहला 2002 स्मिथसोनियन म्यूज़ियम में. तो जब कराची में ये काम शुरू हुआ तो मुख्तलिफ़ लोग, जब मैं लंदन गया तो वहाँ से पता चला कि ट्रक लंदन से कराची आते थे.
अच्छा.
बाई पोर्ट. तो जब कराची आने शुरू हुए तो मुख्तलिफ़ शहरों के लोग, कश्मीर तक लोग ट्रक ख़रीदने कराची आते थे. तो उसको फिर वहीं से तैयार करके अपने अपने इलाकों में ले जाते थे और अपने अपने मर्ज़ी से चीज़ें बनवाते थे. असल में ट्रक आर्ट जो है ये आपकी सोच है मुख्तलिफ़ इलाकों की. तो इसको इसीलिए पाकिस्तान का नाम दिया गया है. ये पाकिस्तान का नाम इसके साथ जुड़ा हुआ है कि अब हमारी मिट्टी का इतने आर्ट है पाकिस्तान में, तो यही क्यों इतना लोग पसंद कर रहे हैं इंटरनेशनली. तो ये हमारी अपने दिल की आवाज़ है. इसमें आप देखें कि मिठास ही नज़र आएगी, पाकिस्तान से मोहब्बत ही नज़र आएगी, और इंटरनेशनली तौर पे भी भाईचारा, आपस में हम आहंगी नज़र आएगी और मोहब्बत नज़र आएगी. कूट कूट के भरी हुई इसमें मोहब्बत.
बिल्कुल. और ये ऑलरेडी आर्ट फॉर्म मेरे ख्याल में हमारे आज के सब्जेक्ट की भी अक्कासी करता है कि आर्ट विदाउट बाउंड्रीज.
जैसे मेरा एक दोस्त था, वो अपनी वाइफ से लड़के चला गया, दूसरा दोस्त के बराबर में बैठा था. तो आगे ट्रक चल रहा था, हाईवे पे वो जा रहा था. तो लिखा हुआ था कराची शहर हसीन है, लंदन से कम नहीं, लड़कियों में बड़ा जोर है, लड़कों में दम नहीं. तो उसका दोस्त उसको बोलता, देख अगर यानी कि तेरी बेगम ने तुझे पिटाई लगा के भेजे तो इसलिए उसको, यानी कि उसकी सारा गुस्सा उसको निकल जाता है. अगर आप कभी भी हाईवे पे जाएंगे तो आपको पप्पू यार तंग ना कर, फासला रखें वरना प्यार हो जाएगा. किसी पे लिखा तो फासला रखें, फासला रखें, बर्बाद हम पहले ही हैं. यानी कि एक्सीडेंट हो गया तुम्हारा भाई.
मुझे ज़्यादा पसंद वो आता है, फासला ना रखें, प्यार हो भी गया तो कौन सा अम्मी मान जाएंगी.
तो फिर ये भी एक था कि मोहब्बत करने वालों के अजीब रंग होते हैं, कभी डिस्को, कभी सादा, कभी मलंग होते हैं. तो इस तरह की चीज़ें आप जब पढ़ते हैं ट्रकों पे तो आपका सारा गुस्सा, सारी थकन और सारा आपका जहन जो फ्रेश हो जाता है.
अच्छा, आपसे ये जानना चाहते हैं बिफोर आई मूव ऑन टू द अदर पैनलिस्ट, ये जो खूबसूरती और बेसाख्तगी है इन फ़िक्रों की, ये किसकी यानी क्रिएटिविटी, ये कौन, who comes up with them?
ये कोई ट्रक ड्राइवर होता है, कुछ क्लीनर होते हैं, चाय के मूड में बना के दूध पत्ती जो बना के पीते हैं,
हाँ जी।
फिर थोड़े से चरस के सूटे लगाते हैं बेचारे, तो
So
वो
in
फिर
other
उसके
words-
जहन में खुद ब खुद आता रहता
In
है।
other words, every human being is an artist.
बिल्कुल।
मतलब जो ये कह रहे हैं ना,
और
तो
वाकई
खुद ही नजुल होता है फिर।
बिल्कुल,
तो फिर हम
आमद
लोग
होती
मिलके,
है।
हाँ, फिर हम लोग मिलके एक चीज़ नई चीज़ें देते हैं।
It's so beautiful when you say that this comes to you as a gift, because you know, just as the artist is getting inspired and he's moving all the way from the southernmost part of the country to the northernmost part, so you get influenced by everything that you feel along the way. But Gillian, just like we were talking about it, these trends, we can see them in Pakistan and they have a certain impact. You being an international artist and working in Cambodia, in Korea, how do you see the forces or the trends of globalization affecting people's artistic sensibilities?
a big question.
It's a big question to start with. When we talk about the future, it's always in terms of dystopia or utopia. There's very rarely do we talk about the future as just simply people living, and people being people living their life. And I think it's the same with creativity and the creative arts. We kind of look at it as like it's either the end of the arts as we know it, or it's the beginning of something totally new. But I think that going forward, it's simply people being people living their lives. And globalization is, you know, art speaks to the time in which it is. Art always arises from the context in which it comes from. And now we're in this global world, but at the same time, globalization happens on a local level. So it happens between people and these interactions. And, you know, I see in Cambodia and Korea, one of the greatest challenges of globalization is it creates standardization. And so many of these art forms, especially contemporary dance, are starting to look alike. You know, I can go to a dance festival, an international dance festival, and most of the teams from around the world are doing more or less the same thing. And it looks very Western. And sometimes I worry that in contemporary dance, globalization actually means Westernization.
But do you not feel that there's so many trends that have come from more traditional societies, or more the ones that you don't really club with the developed or the dominating forces? Example, if you look at twerking, which was made very famous by Miley Cyrus, but it originally comes from the African origin. And likewise, if you look at belly dancing, it's very Middle Eastern, but it has become so mainstream. So what would you say, that having spent time in Cambodia and in South Korea, have you picked up anything which is very local, very traditional, and you ended up embracing it?
I mean, I think that you can't help but pick it up. You know, I don't know that I intentionally do it in my work. I wouldn't feel comfortable intentionally putting Cambodian dance into my work because I would feel uncomfortable about taking that. But at the same time, having lived there for 3 years, I feel like it automatically influences how I approach choreography, and what I learn from the people and the music and Korea, it's the same, that it automatically somehow is internalized simply from the fact of living there.
Right. And you know, some societies have over the past decade made more space for art forms to come in the public space. We somehow struggle with it because our sensibilities are you know, in some ways challenged. Kutsia, what would you say? अगर आज हम अपने शहरों की तरफ देखते हैं roundabouts पे, there was a time when people said that every roundabout, every चौरंगी, उसमें कोई ना कोई एक art form, यानी एक कोई sculpture या कोई monument होना चाहिए था. उन monuments को आप कितनी समझती हैं कि उसकी मुताबिकत हमारी अपनी sensibility से है, और it gels in with the way we are viewing life?
One of the things that we have done over the past couple of years is actually look into our art world and see what we are doing. We have some fantastic art institutions and artists, Lahore, Pakistan, you know, we all have, you know, produced world-renowned artists. It is important to engage with them we are not engaging with them enough. So we engage with them and do work with them and bring art from the white cube spaces or the gallery spaces. Or a lot of times we have some great artists who are world renowned, but not too many people know of their names around here also. But we need to bring all of that into a public conversation. We need to work with our artists, and therefore I think the best form of communication, perhaps bringing art in public spaces, whereas you see some work that we did outside of NCA, you know, this city within a city that an artist worked in response to the location and built this big, giant pigeon house, you know, and people think, has anybody been to Lahore recently? In last एक साल के अंदर वहाँ पर एक बड़ा सा एक वो उन्होंने एक monument बनाया आतिफ खान ने, and it, you know, the moment it went
What
up,
is it called?
City Within a City,
City
and it's
Within a
basically like lots of bird houses together. It looks like a little city of pigeons, and you know, within the 24 hours it went online, and it went up, and you know, over 100,000 you know posts and those kind of things. It was just a way that people saw that art needed to be brought out. You know,
It's really interesting. I don't know, आप में से कितने लोगों का अभी हाल ही में कराची आना हुआ है? It has a different story. और पिछले अगर मैं 20 सालों में देखूं तो हमारी चौरंगियों पे हमें बहुत मुख्तलिफ चीज़ें नज़र आई हैं. हम सबमरीन चौरंगी है, 2 तलवार, 3 तलवार, so you can see that aggression in the city as well. लेकिन किसी स्टैंड अप कमेडियन ने इसको बड़ा खूबसूरती से कहा था, एंड आई कैन नॉट टेक क्रेडिट फॉर इट. उन्होंने कहा अगर आपने वाकई कराची का मिजाज समझना है और हमारा माइंडसेट समझना है कि हम क्यों इतने कंफ्यूज्ड हैं, तो मैं आपको 2 चौरंगियों का नाम बताता हूँ जो कि हार्डली दोनों में फासला तकरीबन 1.5 किलोमीटर का है. एक कहलाती है अल्लाह वाला चौरंगी और दूसरी चौरंगी का नाम है टच मी चौरंगी. And in between somewhere we are right there, and we're trying to figure out what our identity is. But coming to you, Harsh, ये रास्ते हैं प्यार के. There's a lot of room for collaboration. जिस तरह अक्सर कहा जाता है कि अगर artistic sensibilities को भी देखा जाए, if you look at our societal orientation, the cultural divide is more north to south between India and Pakistan, and not east to west. So there's a lot of room for coming together.
When we connect art with other components like politics or culture or religion, then we are creating barriers in the expression of art. Art as an art in itself is universal. For example, if somebody says in India that we won't allow Ghulam Ali Ji to perform in India, suppose. So they are adding political component to the art. Whereas if I organize a Ghulam Ali Ji's concert in any part of India, in any city or town, there will be people in large number they'll throng the venue to listen to him. So that shows that art is universal. People love his art, people love his music irrespective of his nationality or origin. Likewise, if suppose Lata Mangeshkar ji comes to Islamabad, won't you line up outside the venue to listen to her? It doesn't matter which country she belongs to. So the point which I want to make that art is always universal. It only when we add other component like politics, religion, then we are.
निगर जी का, नाही साहिबा का, आपका नाम जहन में आता है. लेकिन क्या वजह है कि in spite of this freedom of expression that we have and free media that we have in Pakistan, dance and choreography are art forms that are not really producing names as they did in the previous decades. और मुझे सबसे ज़्यादा इसमें जो हैरानगी की बात लगती है कि आप लोगों ने अपना peak of exposure and of your popularity उस वक्त देखा जब हम अपने आप को एक suppressed, एक forced dictatorship वाला मामला समझते थे कि 80 की दिहाई, 90 की दिहाई. आज सब कुछ होने के बावजूद भी why are not new dancers and new choreographers getting the kind of limelight that you all did?
सबसे पहले तो मैं ये कहूँगी कि do we have freedom of expression? I don't think we have freedom of expression. Do we, I mean, look at what is happening in Pakistan today. There is absolutely no freedom of expression. हम कुछ कहते हैं तो हमको वो एकदम मार्क कर दिया जाता है. हम कुछ कहते हैं तो हमको एकदम disappear कर दिया जाता है. So I don't believe that there is actually any freedom of expression, neither of creative expression, nor the written word, nor action. So I would disagree on that point. However,
Has it gotten worse, Shima ji?
How-
Because आपने तो कई दिहाइयाँ
Gee,
इससे
I think it's
लड़ते हुए
gotten
गुजारी।
worse. I think it's gotten worse. Yes, but however, we do call ourselves a democratic state at this point. I mean, it's not supposed to be a military state. It's not a fascist state. At least that's what. So, but that is really now getting into politics. What I would like to say is that मैं ये समझती हूँ कि जब तक हम अपने आर्ट को लोगों तक नहीं पहुँचाएंगे, which means the ordinary people of this country, till art remains restricted to halls and auditoriums and museums and band jagahon tak, it cannot move forward. Because basically art is the life of every human being. It is part of our life. जब से हम पैदा होते हैं हम लोरियाँ सुनते हैं, जो गीत गाने जो हमारी माएँ सुनाती हैं, हम घर में मौसीकी सुनते हैं, आपस में जो छोटी छोटी चीज़ें क्रिएट होती हैं, बच्चे आपस में करते हैं, डांस करते हैं, थिएटर करते हैं, शायरी पढ़ते हैं, all that is art. But we have moved it away from ordinary people.
Removed it, rather.
Absolutely removed it. And I would first of all like to acknowledge that there are people who are making that attempt. There are people who, like the Rafi Peer Theatre Festival that happens in Pakistan. It's one of the biggest festivals that gives access to ordinary people to come and watch the arts from all over the world. Similarly, मेरा ताल्लुक़ है तहरीक निस्मा से, which is also a cultural action group working since the late 1970s, जब बहुत सारे लोग यहाँ पे जो हॉल में वो पैदा भी नहीं हुए थे शायद. तो उस वक्त से हमारी ये कोशिश है कि आर्ट को हम आम लोगों तक पहुँचाएं, because that is the purpose and
But
that
Sheena
has
ji,
not
where
happened.
did we go wrong? देखें, जो मेरा सवाल है वो आपसे यही है कि जब सोशल मीडिया नहीं था, जब प्राइवेट मीडिया
Exactly.
नहीं था, उस वक्त हमने देखा
So
कि
I
आप
think
जैसे
we
नाम
went
सामने
wrong
आए।
when the state and the governments decided to say that हमारे जो shared histories हैं, जो shared histories हैं हमारी हिंदुस्तान से जो shared history है 1947 से पहले की जो history है, जो हमारे अपने इलाके की तारीख़ है, सकाफ़त है, cultural traditions हैं, जो इतने rich हैं, वो उनको जब हम काट देंगे आम लोगों से, अभी भी आप देखें कि किस तरह से काटे जा रहे हैं. अगर एक जो सबसे बड़ा कल्चरल ट्रेडिशन है सब कॉन्टिनेंट का और साउथ, well, subcontinent का basically, that is the cultural beauties and things that happen उर्स वगैरह में, जो श्राइन्स पे होते हैं, जो मज़ारों पे होते हैं, जहाँ पे रक्स भी होता है, जहाँ पे मौसीकी भी होती है, जहाँ पे शायरी भी होती है, because all these great people were doing all of this themselves. They were all dancing, they were all singing, they were all doing poetry. Those were our cultural traditions. Those were that is our heritage.
You know,
that is our history.
It reminds me of a beautiful story. अभी ये लाल शहबाज कलंदर के श्राइन पे हमने देखा है कि एक बहुत अनफॉर्चुनेट ब्लास्ट भी हुआ, और उसके बाद शीमा जी ने शी मेड इट as I think as a sign of protest and a sign of ownership by a people, you went
Exactly.
again and you performed a Dhumal over there.
Exactly, because this is in our blood, this is in our life.
So-
I mean,
so-
इसकी continuity रहना बहुत ज़रूरी है. And this is something we share with all the people of the subcontinent,
And
because
the-
we're all the same.
The
in
story
that
that I was
respect.
reminded by, that I want to share with everyone here, कि Lal Shehbaz Qalandar, when he reached that place, that little village where we now see his shrine, so it was, of course, ruled by a ruler at that time who felt that maybe he's going to cause unrest. He's going to come up with his own theologies and theories, and he's going to cause unrest. So, as a welcome gesture, but at the same time a majestic gesture, he sent him a big bowl of milk, which was filled to the brim. And he asked Lal Shehbaz Qalandar that, you know, the city is exactly like this bowl of milk and it's filled to the brim. We probably don't have space for you. And as a response, what Lal Shehbaz Qalandar did was he took a small flower, a rose, and he placed it on top of the pot. And he sent it back and said, see, without disrupting, without causing any discord, just like this beautiful flower is floating on this pot of milk, that is how I'm going to become a part of this society. And even today, when so many decades and so many centuries have passed, his shrine happens to be the same, you know, it blossoms and it gives fragrance and it's a very creative space for people like yourself.
Exactly.
So, I mean, when I come back to the discussion that we were having, अगर ये तो हमारा आज
सॉरी
है,
एक चीज़ और मैं कहना चाह रही थी फाइम जी, और वो ये कि हम लोग जब तक आर्ट को अपने एजुकेशन सिस्टम में भी नहीं लाएंगे, बिकॉज यू सी इट इज़ व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट आर्ट बियॉन्ड बाउंड्रीज, इट इज़ दैट वी हैव टू मेक इट एक्सेसिबल टू एवरी ह्यूमन बीइंग. और इस तरह से एक हमारे पास रोल मॉडल है जो हिंदुस्तान में होता है, एक यूथ कन्वेंशन होता है वहाँ पे, और उसी रोल मॉडल को लेके हम यहाँ पे भी उसको इंट्रोड्यूस करने की
मैं
कोशिश
उसी बात
कर
पे
रहे
आई
हैं.
थी शिमा जी
Sorry.
कि हम अक्सर गुजरे हुए कल और आज की बात करते हैं. वी टॉक अबाउट यस्टरडेज एंड वी talk about today, but what about the tomorrow? And this symposium actually would like to gather, we've touched upon the history, we've touched upon some of the challenges. Now I would like to draw this panel's attention to the future. अगर हैदर साहब सबसे पहले आपसे शुरुआत की जाए, पॉपुलर हो गया है ट्रक आर्ट, पाकिस्तान में भी पजीराई मिलती है, पाकिस्तान की नुमाइंदगी इंटरनेशनल फोरम्स पे भी करता है, अब तो फर्नीचर, कपड़ों, हर चीज़ में हम इस आर्ट फॉर्म को देखते हैं. आपके ख़्याल में क्या ये जो स्किल लेबर है जो एक्चुअली ये काम करती है उसको मज़ीद इस तरफ राग़िब कर रही है, उनके लिए अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ क्रिएट कर रही है, या ये एक पॉपुलर फैशन बन गया है जिसको हमारे जो अनफॉर्चुनेटली बड़े बड़े नाम हैं एक्सप्लॉइट कर रहे हैं?
नहीं, असल में ये बात ये ना कि इनको जो ट्रक आर्टिस्ट लोग हैं
जी.
इनको इनकी ज़रूरत नहीं है. पहली बात तो ये क्योंकि ट्रक इतने सारे हैं, ठीक है ना. तो दूसरी बात ये होती है कि दुनिया भर में जैसे आप इत्तेफाक ऐसा हुआ है हमारे को कि 9/11 हो गया, उसके बाद अमेरिका जाने का इत्तेफाक हुआ.
हाँ जी.
इंडिया में 5 फौजियों के सर कट गए, इंडिया जाने का इत्तेफाक हुआ. यानी कि आप देखें माहौल कैसा है. इंग्लैंड में धमाके हो गए, इंग्लैंड जाने का इत्तेफाक हो गया. तो हर टाइम पर ट्रक आर्ट ने पाकिस्तान को कवर किया है एक कलरफुल शेप में, एक पाकिस्तान का कलरफुल चेहरा दुनिया को दिखाया. तो इनको हम लोग बोलते तो हैं कि हमारा आर्ट है, लेकिन जितने भी सामीन बैठे हैं, नाज़रीन बैठे हैं यहाँ पे, इनको नहीं पता कि ट्रक आर्ट का असल नाम क्या है. हमें क्या कहते हैं, ट्रक आर्टिस्ट अंग्रेज ने नाम दिया जिसने देखा ट्रक पे काम करते हुए फूल पत्ती वाला,
चमक पट्टी वाला
कलर
जब
कहते हैं. तो अभी ये हमें मशहूर ही गोरे ने किया ना कि ट्रक पे काम देखा ट्रक आर्टिस्ट. हमें हमारे जो आर्ट को मसले की बात यह है कि इतना पाकिस्तान का नाम इसने कर दिया है, अच्छे खूबसूरत चेहरा पाकिस्तान का दिखाया. वहाँ पे लोग बोलते हैं कि यार पाकिस्तान इतने कलरफुल है, आना तेरा मुबारक,
अब
जाना
तो
तेरा
लेगो ने भी
उदासी.
बकायदा एक पूरा सेट निकाला
वो आप
है
देखें ना
जिसमें
कि-
ट्रक आर्ट उसी तरह का जैसे उसको बच्चों को दिया है कि इसमें आप ट्रक बनाइए और हमारे रिवायती अंदाज के कैरेक्टर्स ने कपड़े पहने हुए हैं
आप
जस्ट बिकॉज पाकिस्तान की
कॉम्बिनेशन देखें, चारों सूबों का कॉम्बिनेशन, बल्कि 5 सूबों का गिलगित बल्तिस्तान भी आ रहा है.
जी.
तो आना तेरा मुबारक, जाना तेरा उदासी, इस्ता गटे गटे दरगह जमा उबासी. यानी कि पश्तो और उर्दू का कॉम्बिनेशन कैसा किया हुआ है. यानी कि इस तरह इसका तरह मोहब्बत बीच में आ रही है. कोई लिसानी इसमें वो नहीं आता, ना कोई इंटरनेशनली तौर पे हिंदुस्तानी, पाकिस्तानी, अमेरिकन इस तरह का भी कोई चक्कर नहीं आ रहा. तो हर जगह जाके ये बताया जा रहा है. हमारे बड़े बड़े इदारे, जब मैं पहली मरतबा अमेरिका गया, विस्कॉन्सिन यूनिवर्सिटी में मैंने वर्कशॉप दिया 2002 में, तो मुझे ख्याल है यार पाकिस्तान में क्यों नहीं स्मिथसोनियन म्यूजियम में ट्रक खड़ा हुआ है हमारा, लोग उसको दुनिया का 8वां अजूबा कहते हैं. यहाँ पे क्या है, यहाँ पे जाके आप थक जाए, ठीक है ना. गवर्नमेंट नहीं करती, सोच के अबे भाई गवर्नमेंट नहीं कर रही, हम तो खुद कर रहे हैं. किसी की सपोर्ट के बगैर ट्रक आर्ट दुनिया भर में मशहूर हुआ, ठीक है ना. लेकिन यहाँ पे ये होता है कि हमारे इदारे उसको, क्योंकि आर्ट बिल्कुल
अगर
अलग है.
आपको दिया जाए, यहाँ पे अभी पब्लिक स्पेस की बात की जा रही थी, कोई चौरंगी, कोई चौराहा दिया जाए,
ये
और
मैंने
कहें
कराची
कि
में देखे,
उसको-
आप जाके आप
जी.
कराची में देखें उसका क्या लोगों ने यानी कि एक अच्छा इंप्रेशन किया. लोगों के पास ऐसे फारिग नहीं होता है अभी पिछले दिनों, यानी कि ट्रक वाला ही खड़ा होता है सर पे, भाई मेरा ट्रक फारिग करो. तो इतना यानी कि बिजी हैं कि उनके पास बिल्कुल भी इनकी ज़रूरत, किसी की ज़रूरत नहीं है
बिल्कुल
उनको. ना ड्रेस डिज़ाइनर की ज़रूरत है, ना तो फिल्म मेकर की ज़रूरत है, वो बल्कि इनको हमारी ज़रूरत है. ये लोग हमारे आइडियाज़ देखें ना कैसे अच्छे इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं.
Beautiful. So there's a lot of, there's a lot of indigenous demand for, of course, the skilled labor who's right now has perfected
आप
the
ये
truck
देखें
art.
कि
जी.
इतने NCA वगैरह में या किसी यूनिवर्सिटी, आर्ट यूनिवर्सिटी में पढ़ के भी आप अगर ट्रक आर्ट ही करना है तो आप हमारे पास आ जाए, ट्रक आर्ट कर लें. भाई
आप
ट्रक
उसको-
जो काम जो
बिल्कुल
करता
सही।
है उसको उससे काम कराए ना. आप जब पढ़ाई नहीं रहे तो फिर उस तरफ देख क्यों रहे.
हाँ जी.
या तो फिर बाकायदा से आप पढ़ाएं उसको. कई लोग बोलते हैं कि गवर्नमेंट सपोर्ट, अबे भाई मैं फ्री में पढ़ाता हूँ, मैं करता हूँ.
बिल्कुल
बाकी ट्रक आर्टिस्ट की मेरी सपोर्ट करते हैं, मैं इधर बैठा हूँ, मुझे दे रहे हैं कमा के वो लोग, ठीक है ना, मेरी हेल्प करते हैं, हैदर भाई आप जाएँ आगे, ठीक है ना, आप नुमाइंदगी करें हमारी। तो इस तरह हो रहा है। लेकिन यहाँ पे क्या होता है कि ट्रक आर्ट जब करना होता है, आप नेट पे जाते हैं, आप अपने स्टूडेंट को बोलते हैं नेट से ले लो भाई, आप ट्रक आर्टिस्ट क्यों बुला लें, वो समझा देगा आपको। ये मैं अमेरिका में एक स्टार टाल्क बच्चों से गुफ्तगू का होता है, उन्होंने मुझे बुलाया एलिमेंट्री स्कूल में, इब्तदाई तालीम के लिए मैं ट्रक आर्ट उनको सिखा रहा हूँ, ठीक है। एक तरफ आप, मैं उधर जा रहा हूँ, एक तरफ आप देखें यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ साउदर्न कैलिफोर्निया का मैं विजिटिंग फैकल्टी भी रहा हूँ पूरे 1 साल। तो कितना फ़र्क है, यानी कि अगर आप ट्रक आर्ट को देखते हैं, ट्रक आर्ट आप देख रहे हैं यूनिवर्सिटी तक जा रहे हैं, इसका मतलब ये कि हाई लेवल का आर्ट है ये, ठीक है ना। तो अगर उसको हम लें, यानी कि आप यूनिवर्सिटी में उसको पढ़ा रहे हैं, आप इब्तदाई तालीम से नहीं लेके जा रहे हो उसको, तो इसका मतलब यही है कि ये हाई, जो आपकी समझ से बाहर है, ये वो आर्ट है। इसमें हमें एक तो ये है कि हमारे शुरू इब्तदाई के जो एलिमेंट्री और पहली से लेकर मैट्रिक तक इस आर्ट के बारे में किसी को पता ही नहीं चलता। पता चलता है कि जब कॉलेज में यूनिवर्सिटी में जाते हैं, जब पता चलता है हमें कि हाँ भाई हमारा आर्ट है, ट्रक आर्ट है।
जी शीमा जी, आप
आई जस्ट वांटेड टू ऐड टू दैट कि जो हैदर साहब बात कर रहे हैं ना, मैं समझती हूँ यहाँ बहुत सारे हमारे फॉर्म्स के लिए इट इज़ सिमिलर। जैसे मिसाल के तौर पे डांस की अगर बात लें आप, सो आई बीन इन्वाइटेड सो ऑफन टू जो एनुअल इवेंट्स होते हैं मुख्तलिफ स्कूलों के, एंड व्हेन वन गोज़ देयर व्हाट डज वन सी, मतलब जो एनुअल इवेंट्स होते हैं उसमें हमेशा डांस ज़रूर रखते हैं, बट व्हाट इज़ द डांस? बॉलीवुड म्यूज़िक, बॉलीवुड मूव्स। कभी ये नहीं कि डांस सिखाया जाए स्कूलों में ताकि जो बच्चे हैं उनका जो क्रिएटिव पोटेंशियल है वो उसको आप उभारें, नहीं, वी मस्ट जस्ट कॉपी इमिटेट विदाउट थिंकिंग, विदाउट अंडरस्टैंडिंग एंड गिव दैट इम्पोर्टेंस।
I feel so dated when I add this, but being a Beaconite kid, हम एक वर्ल्ड फेस्टिवल टाइप चीज़ हमने अक्सर की होती थी, और उसमें हम मुख्तलिफ कल्चर्स को, मुख्तलिफ कौमियतों को, a lot of countries got represented there, and this is pre-internet, but our teachers used to make an effort into designing costumes and getting us to perform a little bit of the kind of dance which was indigenous to that area. So ऐसा नहीं है कि we never used to do it, but Kuchi, I want to come to that as well. The pace of life is becoming so fast, and as they say, modern life is going to be all about, becoming mechanized, going to work. Isme artist ki inspiration, where does it come from? And do you think that we still have space? We should have space, but do we have space for these aesthetics, the artistic things in our life right now, especially the millennials?
Art is there.
Yeah.
It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And it was always there. We are, हम सब आर्टिस्ट हैं, हम सब एक ख़ास तरीके से सोचते हैं, इंडिविजुअल तरीके से सोचते हैं। आप लोग सारों ने कपड़े मतलब अपनी अपनी सोच समझ एक अंडरस्टैंडिंग के साथ बनाए, पहने, ये आपकी इंडिविजुअलिटी की पहचान है, आपकी पर्सनालिटी का की अक्कासी करता है। सो ये एक हमेशा से एक बात चली आ रही है कि हम सारे एक फॉर्म ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन या किसी ना किसी मौके पर कर रहे हैं, और ये चालू है, ये इट्स नॉट गोइंग टू dissipate, whether it's millennia or the next generation or the future beyond future. It's contemporary. It's contemporary for today, for who we are. We're living our lives, and I think that's what is most important, is that we enjoy the moment that we're living, the moment that we are part of. There was this conversation about future and those kind of things. The future's today. We need to take charge of our own narrative by being more informed about what we're doing, by being more informed about our history. I think शीमा जी ने बहुत प्यारी बात की, जो थोड़ा सा मैंने पहले बोलने की बात की, कि हमारी हिस्ट्री हमारे लिए perhaps सबसे ज़रूरी चीज़ है, और आर्ट्स की incorporation into the school system, I mean, since this is the platform, perhaps is the right place to bring it about also. Music, performance art, I think that is very important to be part of a school system. Photography, I mean, you may think we don't even, like, as an artist and as an academic person and teaching in universities and schools, locally, internationally, I know how difficult, how marginalized we make photography, but we need to teach photography to our students as part of a regular curriculum.
I think that is when technology has played to be an equalizer. Everyone has a smartphone, and now you see this whole genre of iPhone photography that has come in. So yes, you're right, people are going to continue expressing themselves. But the first thing that came to mind, and the questions have started to come, so please feel free to send more questions to my ushers. But I would want to pose this one question before my panel, and maybe Gillian and Harsh can take a lead in that. Art without boundaries. What boundaries are we specifically, in your opinion, we must battle? I mean, is it the mindset? Is it the boundary of intolerance? Is it the boundary of, trying to define what culture is? What do you think is the most challenging of boundaries that we must sort of leap over?
I think one of the greatest challenges these days is that there's a great confusion between art as a form of expression and arts professionals. So I think when we talk about education, it's often that people learn art only if they're going to be artists. But it's not considered as like math or science as something that can actually help you in life, no matter whether you're going to be a scientist or an artist. And I think going forwards that, there's arts professionals who have chosen to take art as their profession, to work on it on a daily basis and craft it in the same way that any other profession works. But that arts in general are essential for any person's life, from the time that they're children to the time they grow up, in whatever field they might be part of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Harsh, what would you say? Do you believe that there are certain boundaries that threaten to suppress arts at this point in time?
So I think, for an example, I'll quote, Akira Kurosawa made his films in Japanese.
Yes.
And we all have watched his film. Many of us have watched his film with subtitles. We follow the film with subtitles. So there is no, it signifies that there is no boundary of language now. And at times we just stare at his films, at the scene, and we are not focusing on subtitles even, and we are able to follow at least the idea and characters, even if the language is incomprehensible for us. So I think the boundary of language, boundary of culture is descending.
I want to touch upon the boundary of
Can I
stereotyping.
add to that?
Can I just pose this one lead question into it? I want to target the boundary of stereotyping, and we often hear about, for example, actors of Arab descent who are struggling in Hollywood, and they say after years and years of struggling, the only kind of characters we get offered is that of a terrorist. So I mean, what about that? What about stereotyping? Do you feel as artists we need to go beyond that particular realm? Harsh, Shimaji?
Well, I wanted to talk about another form of
Can
boundaries.
you respond to this one as well? The stereotyping?
I think what is more important for me, I'd like to comment first on that, and that is the boundaries that we have drawn in our minds on the issues of religion and tolerance and hatred and enmity, the whole issue of conformity. That the stereotyping comes into that
Absolutely.
you must conform to a certain type. That is the only type that will be allowed to live and survive, and everybody else is not allowed in this society. So that boundary, the boundary that closes your mind and does not open up and accept differences and pluralisms, which has always been the beauty of the subcontinent. The diversity of the people, the communities, their cultures, their languages, their dress, their characteristics, their food, that diversity we are closing down in our country. The pluralism we are attacking in our country and just saying that only one kind of people will be allowed to live. I think that is the biggest boundary that will destroy the arts in the country. It is already destroying the arts in the country, not allowing the arts to flourish at all.
Thank you for that
I want to
response,
respond.
Shimaji, and my entire panel.
I want to respond to
I have
stereotyping.
quite a few questions. If I can now start taking your responses to it, otherwise we'll lose out on time. There's a very interesting question that has come to us, and this is to quote the poet of the East, Allama Iqbal, who says, "Art is a sacred lie." Your opinion, please. Anyone who'd like to take on it? Kutsia.
Lie for who? You know,
Lie?
Lie.
Lie for whom? I think it's the most truthful thing that an artist is actually is sharing with you.
But he
you
also
know?
says it's sacred. So
It is-
maybe
It is
There's
totally
nothing
sacred,
sacred.
but I cannot associate art and life for an artist who's truly invested in one's practice.
okay,
one's-
in my opinion, if I was to give my little bits on this, I do believe that yes, art is a sacred lie, because what you try to do is you try to fashion yourself like the Almighty Creator. So just like he's trying to do a creation, in that little moment, an artist tries to assume that same power and create something. So me, yes, you being a creator, that inspiration is probably coming to you from the divine only. That's my
I
interpretation
think
of this.
an artist is a mirror of life and society.
Yes.
I think an artist is a mirror
Yeah.
of life and
But-
society, not a lie and not nothing sacred about
No,
it.
if I was to interpret it, that is how I'm going to look at it. But
I mean,
yes,
mirrors
Harsh, you want to
are-
add something to it?
Mirrors aren't necessarily lies.
Yeah.
They just show a certain facet of yourself.
No, for example, I mean, if I take the cultural context, a sculpture.
Yeah.
The sculptor has tried to put something through. It looks very lifelike. It looks almost alive, but it's almost alive. That's where the lie part comes in, right?
But it doesn't.
Art
हमारे
is
आर्ट में तो सच्चाई नजर आती है सारी
जी बिल्कुल।
देखिए ना वो
अच्छा जी,
लिखा-
the
लिखा
next
होता-
question.
वो एक लिखा होता है ना, आजकल की लड़कियां हुस्न पे नाज करती हैं, पहला कलमा आते नहीं किसी में बात करती
art is an idea. Art is an idea. It's an
Yeah.
expression of idea. You have no control over idea. If it is a lie means you are doing something consciously. Art is an idea which comes.
And so is Iqbal. It's just a poetic expression, I believe. Moving onwards, another interesting question. I believe this is probably directed to Shimaji. Shimaji, this is, why do you overlap art sense with religious beliefs? Why do you feel that is being done, not primarily by you, but perhaps in our society?
I don't do this. I think others do it. For me, there is nothing, religion is your private matter. For me, religion is not part of anything else but your private belief and your private faith. But unfortunately, I live in a society where I'm told that this is what religion is. It tells you not to do this, not to do that, not. And so that's why I have to respond to that.
But isn't religion a part of our, integral part of our identity? How do you
No, I
separate
think
yourself from that, even if it's a
identity
private
is built
practice?
up of lots of things. Identity is built up of your language, identity is built up of your culture, identity is built up of your geography, identity is built up of your the kind of food you eat, the kind of clothes you wear, the way you eat, dress, the way you walk. Religion is not only a part of identity. Religion is one small aspect of identity. Identities are more about where you belong to, what your history
But
is,
everything
what
else
your
that you-
culture is.
Everything else that you...
I don't link myself with Saudi Arabian culture, so I don't think that is my identity. And that is why one should not confuse religion with identities.
Okay, another one, maybe this can be going to Gillian. There are so many parents here. Why is it that there is such a gender bias? A girl is expected to do arts, whereas a boy is expected to read maths, science, and law, and all the
gender
brainy
bias.
stuff.
Good question.
Do you feel arts is taken to be more acceptable for girls, whereas if a boy turns around and says, you know what, I want to be an artist, I want to be a painter, the first people to object would be the parents. Gillian, you feel that?
It depends.
Not so much in the West now anymore.
No, but
very much in
it
the East.
depends on the context though, because like you know, in Cambodia, many of the young dancers that I worked with were men. Yeah, you know, young men, and they were some of the most inspired and motivated students there. And in Korea, there are also many men who are dancing. So I think that it's like, when you talk about, my generation, the millennials, like, there is these gender biases, but I think that if there's any generation that can break these biases, it's my generation, it's the millennial generation, because we're traveling more, we're talking to each other more, we're connected more with each other, and we're starting to figure out that, we don't have to follow
मैं
these
चाहूँगी कि हैदर
stereotypes.
साहब और कुत्सिया दोनों इस पर रिस्पॉन्ड करें। कुत्सिया पहले आप कुछ कहना
I'm
चाहेंगे?
dying to answer this
Yes.
question. Do you know, you all have following the art world, in which it's film and photography and painting and fine arts and music and dance and other things, it's flourishing and it's proactive, and you see all kinds of new movies and genres coming in. You see lots of, so it is very different. I think, especially speaking for Pakistan, it's perhaps one of the most lucrative businesses now to get into.
Wow.
Like our artists are making, selling globally, our names,
That's
which
fine
are,
arts.
That's
That's
a lot
fine
to do
arts.
with
But
fine
not
art,
the
but
visual
music
arts.
also, not in, also music.
Even in
not
visual arts,
performing
I
arts so
think even
much.
in visual arts.
film also, several international awards, they're showing at Cannes, and
Hey,
another.
right now there's such a boom
it's-
because you have so
but
many
it will-
entertainment channels looking for content, so it's the right time to
Yes.
get into filmmaking, to drama
It's the-
production,
And
to
I
be
think
an
it's
actor.
the right time for performance art also, because I think one has to start, the other one has to follow.
I'd like to add something about this whole issue about why girls and women are considered to go more into the arts and men are not, and boys are not encouraged. I think it is also about the issues of gender, in the sense the person who picked up that question, I think, is very important to look at it in the correct way, and that is that the society is very, very patriarchal, does not want the feminist elements in human beings to come out, and only the machoism within a human being is allowed. That is why they say boys and men should not go into the arts, because arts are something very beautiful, create a sensitive and a sensitivity to the world. And the purpose of the arts in the subcontinent has always been to make human beings better. And that is what the Sufi people also picked up, that make human beings better human beings, make them, lift them up to a higher level. And that is what arts are meant to do as well. And that is why we do not want to promote arts in our country, because we want a very militaristic, very machoistic, very aggressive culture in our society. As you yourself pointed out, by the kind of art that is put up in public places, submarine रख देते हैं, जहाज लाकर रख देते हैं, airplane रख देते हैं, rocket लगा देते हैं, I mean.
There's a specific question for you as well. What do you think contemporary dance uses? Why do you think the contemporary dance uses the word contemporary? And what did you do to make yourself known as a dancer? What inspires you to keep going?
I dance because I have to. Because if I don't,
It was your calling?
I mean, if I don't dance, I get very angry at the world, and that's the best thing I can describe. I dance because I have to.
Yeah.
And why does dance use contemporary? I think for lack of a better word, because we don't have the retrospective yet to understand what this is about. We can look back on modern dance or whatever, and but I don't think we have the retrospective yet to be able to look back and say this is what we were trying to do in this time and have a better word for it.
Thank
I
you
think
so
contemporary is
Yes.
also differentiating between the classical and the present, because what we now consider classical was obviously contemporary at some point or the other, at some point in
I
time.
think there is
Which
Yes,
is the
sir.
same as the word modern.
Yeah.
So modern dance was, and the word popular. So what is pop music now? What was pop music 100 years ago has become now classical. When we listen to Bob Dylan and Joan Baez, which was pop music at the time that I was growing
it
up,
pains-
is now become classical pop. So, the contemporary is more about what is relevant and what is present in society at this point.
Thank you, Shima ji. Just a closing
मैं बात कहना
remark.
चाहूँगा कि हमें
जी.
चाहिए कि हम बच्चों को शुरू से ही ट्रक आर्ट की तरफ भी रुझान करें. इसमें बड़ा स्कोप है, दुनिया भर में फैल सकता है और भी जब नए लोग आएंगे इसके अंदर. तो अगर हम अपनी शुरू के बच्चों को इब्तदाई तालीम भी ट्रक आर्ट में दें तो आगे चल के हो सकता है कि कोई
बहुत शुक्रिया. Harsh, you wanted to say a few things before we wind up.
मैं सिर्फ ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि आई डोंट थिंक देयर इज़ एनी डिस्टिंक्शन बिटवीन कॉन्टेम्प्रेरी क्लासिकल और मॉडर्न, बिकॉज आप एक आम का पेड़ है, आप उस आम के पेड़ को हिंदुस्तान में लगाएं, पाकिस्तान में लगाएं, चाइना में लगाएं या अमेरिका में लगाएं, वो पेड़ से वही आम ही मिलेगा आपको। तो आप चाहे किसी भी फॉर्म के थ्रू एक्सप्रेस करें खुद को, आप चाहे कॉन्टेम्प्रेरी के थ्रू एक्सप्रेस करें, चाहे क्लासिकल के थ्रू करें, अगर आपके आर्ट में ब्यूटी है, अगर उसमें साधना है, हम कहते हैं उसमें आपने एफर्ट डाला है उसको प्रेजेंट करने में, तो वो आपके ऑडियंस तक पहुँचेगी, आपको सुकून देगी, आपके ऑडियंस को सुकून देगी। यही आर्ट का काम है।
बहुत शुक्रिया।